So you say, Dan, because that's a nickname. Dan, how do I make a movie? I have no money. I say, do you have $1.08? They say, yes, I have $1.08. Well, I say, that is not no money, is it? And they say, okay, I will do my best to be accurate in my perceptions, in communication of my perceptions. Therefore, I will now teach you how to make a movie for $1.08 for a notebook to write your script. Do you get? Oh, maybe $2.16 because I am. All my Sharpies have, and imitation Sharpies have dried out almost to non-legibility. How to make a movie. Number 1, turn camera on. Number 2, mess with the lighting. Mess with the lighting. Mess with the lighting. You want to see a cool shot? Okay, hang on. Just doing a 360 here. Alright. Now, I'm reading from the script. I am, as you kids say, conversating. I am speaking the lines. Reading them from this $1.08 notebook as I go along. Alright. Da-da-da. It's called a script. Alright, number 1, turn camera on. Number 2, mess with the lighting. Number 3, write a script or an outline or a loose story. Any story will do. The story of your life is probably one of the stories you want to tell. Okay? And if your life is boring, your story will be boring. If your life is not boring, then number 3, tell your story. Accurately. Convey that which you perceive without judgment. You'll make a better movie. Convey, communicate. Tell the story with accuracy. Tell the story without judgment. Tell the story as you perceive it. Communicate what you perceive without judgment. I guarantee if you can master that, you will make a really, really cool movie. 1, turn camera on. 2, mess with the lighting. 3, have a notebook or a computer or something. Oh, I don't know what they're called these days. They used to call them notebooks, didn't they? Those computer notebook thingies. All right, how to make a movie. 1, turn camera on. 2, mess with the lighting. 3, tell a story. Tell your story as you perceive it, either in your wild imagination or in real life. I promised myself I'd never do quotation marks, and I just did. Okay. Number 1, turn camera on. Number 2, mess with the lighting. Number 3, tell the story, say the lines, or improv the lines. There are people out there on the street who can improv apparently 18 hours in a row without stopping. Number 1, turn camera on. This is how to make a movie. For $5 or less. Oh, have some food. That's not on the list, but that's just a little bit of advice. Have some food. Eat and drink lots of water. You're going to need the water. Drink lots of water. How to make a movie. Number 1, turn camera on. Number 2, mess with the lighting. Number 3, tell your story. How do I tell my story? I guarantee you, even if your life is boring, and tell your story as you perceive it, judgment. You'll make a good movie. Number one, turn camera on. Two, mess with the lighting. Number three, find a chord. Oh, I almost forgot. Unless you're making a silent film, which is perfectly fine. You might want a soundtrack. Good music. Well, you see, non-copyrighted music is everywhere. Know where to look, if you know where to listen. So let's ABCD. Number one, turn camera on. Number two, mess with the lighting. Number three, tell your story. Accurately choose words carefully, or let them flow from your higher self. Just tell your story without judgment. Not making a silent film, then by all means, have some good music. Good music is everywhere. Oh, apparently not on the radio or the TV. But other than that, other than radio and TV and pretty much everywhere, there is good music in between the so-called in between the spaces, in between. Good music is a dimension. This is deep physics. Good music. Where does it exist? Wow, that's a whole nother video. Okay, how to make a movie. Number one, turn camera on. Number two, mess with the lighting. All right, my camera just happens to be built into this laptop computer. Turn camera on. Number two, mess with the lighting. Number three, tell your story. This is called a notebook. This is called a Sharpie. Tell your story. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Improv all you want, but write it down. Stick to the script, and then let it fly. At first, stick to the script. Stick to the script. First layer, stick to the script. And then let it fly. Let the improv manifest all by itself. You cannot make improv manifest. It does manifest on its own if you allow it, if you encourage it. If your crew is having fun, then believe me, your story will manifest in such a way that communicates with accuracy your story without judgment. Do not make judgments when you tell your story. That makes a terrible film. Many films do that. They moralize or immoralize or something in between. Don't moralize. Don't immoralize. Nobody cares about boring points of view. People do like to hear a good story. A good story is a story that is accurately told without judgment. You get it? The story tells itself. How do I explain this? How to make a movie. All right, coming back to the soundtrack now. All right. How to make a movie. We're at 9, almost 10 minutes. How to make a movie. soundtrack, I will probably do so. Just please be respectful to all those people around you, even if they're horrible, okay? Because there's always one in every crew that they're not actually consciously trying to sabotage your movie, your film, your story. It just kind of happens. There's always one in every crowd, I guarantee. Take your camera outdoors and see how the sun lights the world, how the sun lights the world, how the street lights light the world. You don't need to bring your own lights. There's lights everywhere, okay? Well, yes, except deep space, maybe, I don't know. Have fun. Number 1, turn the camera on. Number 2, mess with the lighting. Number 3, tell your story. Number 4, have some good music, okay? Don't add crap music, or don't play crap music. Integrate your music into the film if you need to. Make a story about somebody with a guitar, or an ukulele, or a didgeridoo. It doesn't really matter. Just tell your story without judgment. Mess with the lighting. Write it down. Many layers. Turn camera on. Number 2, mess with the lighting. Number 3, tell your story. Tell your story without judgment. Makes a better movie. In 13 minutes or more, that's how to make a movie. There's one more bit that I'm not recalling at the moment, so I'll come back maybe with the soundtrack instruction, how to make a soundtrack. Okay? I'll show you how everybody can make a soundtrack. Everybody can make a soundtrack. If they have a mouth, they can make a soundtrack. If they have a larynx and a voice and all that, physiology that allows us to speak words from our physiological beings to communicate. Communicate. Tell your story without judgment any way you want. Preferably the way that is the most fun, even if you're having a terrible day. If you're having a terrible day, put it in the movie. Film somebody having a breakdown. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. And show. But the thing is, if you film somebody having a breakdown, you've got to help them through it. You've got to help them.